Good morning. Okay, just making sure, guys, everything's working. Here we are. Okay, got some people waiting there. Can you guys just let me know you can hear me okay? Please. I can't even hear myself. Let me know you can hear me okay. Right, can you guys hear me all right? Hello. Right, can you guys please let me know? Please don't say we've got a delay again. Yeah, cool. Okay, we're in the business. It's really, really weird. I gotta apologize. It's really strange talking to like myself pretty much. Used to doing the live streams all the time, but when you kind of just stare at yourself and just talking to the to the screen, it is rather odd for me. So I do apologize. So hello anybody who can see me for now. I don't know if it's going to be a lot of us joining in. I seem to be finding it weird to guys when you comment in with the live streams or the posts. It's not seem to be it's visible for everybody. So I really don't understand how the YouTube works when it comes to scheduled live streams and things like that. It just seems to be a little bit strange. But generally, see, I like talking to myself in my own head, but not when I'm looking myself on the screen. So anyway, right. Hopefully, it's going to be a couple more of you joining you. If not, then fine, it's going to be a short one. So yes, the reason, guys, obviously wanted to do the live stream because the last ever live stream I've done by myself was about 2 years ago, literally pretty much to the date, I think. And then thereafter, I've tried to schedule the live streams, and for some reason, they just never happen. It's either one thing or the other. And then, obviously, a couple of weeks ago, I was going to do Sunday. I was really, really ill. It just took me for ages to get rid of the cold. So there we are. I thought if I don't do it now, then it's probably not going to be happening. So there we are. We're here now. So, right. So I'm going to just quickly kick off with the question somebody left. I don't know if the ladies there or not about the Beauvais stuff. Obviously, we discussed the Beauvais yesterday with Mark on the live chat and things that are kind of happening. And I will eventually do a video on that. Because obviously just to give some understanding really what's currently happening, and seems to be why it's only the specific countries kicking up the stink anyway. But yeah, the question was she was asking whether we get the a la Beauvais chart. So I've done this on my website. There is if you go to useful resources, there is a link there with the list of all the farmers and their little codes that you're going to see on the side of the product. Although many people started, it's pretty much impossible to get the whole list of the ones that they do use the Beauvais, because there's literally thousands of farmers in there. And because of now of the non-disclosure thing with the Beauvais, it's pretty much impossible to know who's going to be basically using that and who's not, or who has been using. I know there were some farmers like the Grahams and everybody else been confirmed at the time. They're not been using it. So technically that would be the safest bet. But generally, if you do go into my website, have a look under useful resources, and there will be a thing there with a PDF with all the farmers there. And you can find at least the one that you're talking about. You can find the numbers related to that. So next time you look at the product, you can see obviously, that you don't want to buy this from that brand, manufacturer, whatever, then you can obviously make a choice based on that. So that's that. So that gets this one out of the way. So other thing, just quickly before, if anybody else will be joining, then just to let you guys know, because of, again, not really sure how the YouTube part works, right, with the notifications, with the live streams, because a lot of people seem to be unaware that we do live streams. Yes, this one is the odd one out because I do this obviously by myself, and I generally just don't really do them because, like, well, it's really strange talking to yourself. But so we do regular live chats with Mark. We've been doing this for over a year. But for some reason, a lot of people not like realizing that we do that. And again, I post the updates on the community post, but obviously it's not always gets seen. So just if you guys do want to or like to watch the live streams, even on a catch up, after they've been live, they always gets published under the live tab on, obviously, on the channel for you guys to catch up if you wanted to. But generally, as it goes now, we're doing them every Thursday at 10 o'clock. And we're talking about, obviously, all sorts of things, food related, not just food related, but everything's related to everything really right now. So we're doing that 10 o'clock on every Thursday. Right. So anyway, as well, so you guys, I mentioned the website, something I wanted to say, manage the, to talk to you about the live streams and that kind of thing. That's fine. Also, again, there's a Facebook group. I appreciate not everybody on the Facebook. A lot of people are joining, called the UK Preppers Club, and people not realizing, obviously, this is the group that started by myself 2 years ago. So if you are into the Facebook, check this out. Since we had a lot of publicity in the paper, so we seem to kind of ramped up the amount of people that are joining the group, which is really, really good. I don't really, although my admin on the group, I do have Steve. This is a really good guy, the admin that's pretty much moderates the whole lot in there. So it's really tightly run group. So if you are into the preparedness, whatever way, guys, you are into, whether you're just beginning or advanced prepper, it's a lot of information. There's a lot of people. There's pushing like 10,000 people on the group, which is rather amazing. In 2 years, I thought it was rather good. So, and then what else I wanted to tell you guys? Yeah. So I did oh yes, and as well, before, if there's any questions, of course, I've got the new channel going. Again, I don't know whether it's been kind of publicized a lot on the channel. I didn't want to make a specific video for that because it's kind of just a waste of time. But I did sort of put a couple of notes on the community post and a couple of videos. So basically, you can see, obviously, this channel is what we talk about the food. We're talking about currently things that are happening in the world, but still around the food and prepping related. Yes, the 40 plus unfiltered is more a bit of a, I'll call it a personal channel, a little bit more. We're going in depth over slightly different things, and at the same time, whilst before it gets monetized, which I really wanted to get monetized as soon as possible, because again, some of you might be aware or not, the financial situation in the household. Anyway, but yeah, I want to talk about certain things that I'll be scared to talk about on this channel, because obviously we all know the Facebook and powers that be do monitor a lot of things, and quite often you'll find on the live chats or in the videos that I do, you have to really sort of push your foot around certain subjects and certain words they use, because believe this or not, I had some of the live streams that got picked up a bit for I don't know, use of certain words. I think that, not certain words, the subjects that they weren't particularly that keen. So we do have to be very, very careful on the Anna's Food and Lifestyle channel to make sure that I don't use specific words they don't like me to use. So that's why the other channel will be more personal, but at the same time, I want to be able to say what I want to say, or to discuss the things that I want to discuss. So before, again, I don't know if anybody got any questions before to what I just said or not. I know I just talked at you. I do apologize, but any questions about like the Facebook or anything else, or the website or anything in that instance? Come on, guys, you got to talk to me. Don't leave me hanging. I was so nervous. I was more nervous doing this than I think I've been for ages nervous about anything else. It's really weird. It's really, really strange. I'm on camera all the time, doing the live shows all the time. But then, yeah, it's a bit odd. And why is my screen flickering? You're still there, right? You're there. Right, anyway, I had a question on the, before I started to, about the camper van. Obviously, some of you who follow know that we've been building the camper van for the past, my goodness, it's been 6 months since we started basically converting the van into the camper. And it's been somewhat challenging. Again, we've been putting out the videos, but it's been a massive gap since we last put out the video about the camper van. And it was a big reason for this, is we decided to install the window on the side. So we're waiting for the window to be delivered to the company that was fitting it. And then we're waiting it for the weather for it to be fitted, because basically when we planned out the whole, you know, the thingy, we next step was to do a kitchen, and we realized that we couldn't do the kitchen and we had to take it all out because we needed to do the window. So basically it was a massive delay there, and then thereafter we had a problem with the weather. As you probably be aware, the yeah, you can really don't want to do a lot when it's raining, because obviously it gets damp inside and everything. So we're on track. We are pretty much finished. So there will be an episode coming up, obviously showing you the progress and stuff, and then there'll be another one when we'll do the final reveal. So we'll see. So there's the stuff coming in. Thank you so much. That's no problem at all. It's a lot going on. I know it's got a lot going on right now. Life is one of those things, unfortunately. It changes a lot. And again, when the last time I did the live stream, we had a change of my husband leaving my business, going to work on the contract basis, and that was all up in air. And obviously now with myself, with my business, unfortunately, just being forwarded for the past couple of months until certain things change. We're literally like a single income household. But anyway, different matter. So let's go to the van quickly. I talk about the van, and I'll go to the prepping part. A wood burner in the van? No. I've got I've got an OCD, right, which is the obsessive compulsive. That means I compulse about the safety of certain things, be it in a household or in the van, in fact, as well, especially having a little girl. And basically, yes, the wood burner sounds like a good idea, but no. We're even gone from having the gas in the van for opting out for an induction hob, which is the video will be coming out today for a review, because there's another sponsored company kindly sponsored the hob. Basically, for safety security, I just couldn't. We considered having the diesel heater, and I've been offered one to do a review and offered it for them to sponsor. And again, diesel heaters have to be outside, like, so you have to put the pipe and the exhaust pipe out, and the whole diesel heater meant to be outside. You know, like, well, that's a bit dodgy. If you're going somewhere, and chances are somebody will probably end up nicking it or something. I don't know. And plus the fumes, I'll be forever paranoid. So basically, we're going to be sticking with electric heating to heat up if we're going somewhere. Basically, I think I'm pretty sure I've said it to you guys when we did the whole idea of the van. We decided to go for off-grid and on-grid. So we basically have the 400 watts panels on the top. We've got the solar generators on the inside of the van under the beds, and then we'll have the normal plug sockets positioned on the either side of the van. So one is permanently connected to the solar, so we can use through the inverter to use the 3-pin. And then we're going to have plugs on the other side that are also basically going to be plugged in if we're going to a campsite with the electricity. We're going to plug it in and have electricity there. So basically, I found this the happy medium. So we can still be off-grid, still use a small voltage heater inside if we do go somewhere, but otherwise otherwise we're going to be sticking with the normal power. It's just something I thought with the family of having the little one, it kind of really made sense as well. And for my paranoia, I think that was that. So yeah, hopefully that kind of roundabout long way answers the question about the van. But we're super excited though, because it's the only shame is the weather is really, really bad right now, and it's obviously going somewhere. It needs to be around the school holidays as well, so it's a bit pain. But nonetheless, the videos for that will be coming up soon, and it's looking that it does look really, really good, really good. All right, so what was the main motivator for me to becoming a prepper? Right, yeah, I think again I talked about it a long time ago. It's not really. I don't look at it as a preparedness as a thing, the thing to do, right? It's something that I think you kind of not say develop but born with. You know, I always say the preparedness is a way of life, really. And the way I've grown up in the country, it was just normality to have like a stock pantry, preservation, foraging. It was just part of life. So to me, when you grow up with something and the parents teach you certain things, it kind of becomes part of your life anyway. So it's the mindset of the preparedness and having to know that, you know, your pantry is full and your family is fed for, you know, in any circumstances. I think it just comes with the territory. But of course, like many, since the dreaded 2020, you know, things changed a little bit, of course, and people panicked. And, you know, like I think I mentioned before on a few videos where I wasn't able to feed not unable to feed the baby, but it was a challenge because people were buying off the baby formula to put in their milks instead of milk and their teas and coffees. So it was a struggle, and I couldn't feed naturally. So it was a bit of panic. That was probably one of the horrific turning points, really, in terms of thinking as a preparedness, as a kind of like another step forward, like properly, to making sure that we don't overlook anything ever again. And I think I gotta say though, I keep thinking about it, and something I think I'll probably do a video on the 40 plus channel. It's a lot of people, you know, the videos that I'm currently doing where people get in touch and think how things have changed a lot. Basically the 2020 seemed to really messed up like a lot of things. And I said to you guys before, we're never going to be the same. Our habits, everything's just changed. The way we look in life, for majority, to people that comment, a lot changed. And I know myself, it just nothing's normal anymore since that. It feels like, without obviously not wanting to talk about that too much, again, in case, you know, it's something we're still really not allowed to talk to properly. Believe this or not, after all that time, 5 years, we're still not allowed to discuss that properly without being somebody frowned upon by powers of be. But it's just like totally just messed it up. It just ruined so many things. And they're just horrific to what they've done to us over that time. They just totally fluffed it up for, it's just mentally probably more so as well as physically for some. But anyway, that's a horrific thing. Different story anyway. But yes, guys, the preparedness is something that you got to do. It's something that you do as a second nature, really. I've actually started writing for a magazine again. I don't know. I think I stopped. Oh my goodness, about a year ago. I used to write for the Bushcraft magazine. I'm sure some of you know, some of you don't. I used to be writing for them for about a year or so, and then I stopped. Life just got too busy at the time. But I've started writing on that again, and since there was so much interest on the preparedness again, and I'm sure you all know, hence our Facebook group just gone shot through the roof. Obviously, I've done the interview with. Oh, there was an article in Independent. I can't remember who it was. Oh my goodness. Basically, just talking about the preparedness, and a lot of it seems to be people questioning the women, why the women like prepping. It's like, why is it such a random weird thing? Why is that like women still feel not that we feel this way, but the whole agenda, whole thing, the way they talk about preparedness, women always like on the second burner. Not that I really give a crap about it, but I've done the article, the first pushing article into the Bushcraft, which is actually been published already, which is the issue 116. And we talk about the women in preparedness. And I know it might rattle some cages there, but it is, you know, it is what it is. It's rather interesting. Anyway, if you are reading that, then yeah, that'll be something interesting. And it is, the articles currently are the ones I'm going to be doing, going to be talking about not just women in preparedness, but generally preparedness, not say for the beginners, but the mindset, and trying to basically put the preparedness scene correctly, or hopefully that makes sense. It's all well and good us having interviews with the you know, magazines and papers, whoever we normally get interviewed by, and then publishing articles. But you know, still there will be people that do interviews and trying to put portray a persona again that specifically just targets, how to say this politely, basically just waving things around just to make it beef it up a bit because there's a preparedness. Again, even with me being interviewed by them, they publish, whoever write the articles, there's still some sort of a they paint a picture to kind of cater for their agenda of the paper or magazine they're writing for, if that makes sense. So with me writing for the Bushcraft, I'm speaking for myself as a prepper, as a woman, as a mum, and there's going to be none of this sugarcoating or having a direction of what the magazines or papers want you to portray preparedness, if that makes sense. It's going to be me telling you, not telling you, but writing and speaking how I feel what the preparedness is truly is for an average people. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, so hello anybody else, guys, who's joining. So I just have to read. So as I said, they disregarded the rules during the COVID. I know many people did, but then there were times where we couldn't. There were times where we couldn't do certain stuff, and then you get like people got shouted at, and it was just horrible. It's a horrible. Whether people, it's irrelevant to whether people complied or not complied, or did or didn't, or even thereafter whether people had a helping hand or not in the hand. It kind of matters to some degree, but it doesn't, because the whole fact is all our lives are now changed, and everybody says many things that how they feel, what we do, it's just been scarred for life, and it's horrendous. It is horrendous. And to be fair, again, we're going back on that subject, but you know, there've been inquests and stuff to how the situation been dealt with. I haven't seen anything coming out from it. It's almost got to be like almost a lawsuit, you know, people versus the government, because I think it's really, you know, we all know, guys, it's bad. It's what's been done. It's not good. So yeah, somebody said the same. You grew up with the self-sufficient parents, 2019, with a feeling of impending doom. That's right. It's thing is, we all, I think, as a preppers, we do have this feeling of impending doom, I think. No, yeah, we can call it that way, can't we? And it's not really more conspiracy orientated, but because I think we'll see more into what's currently happening. We'll research more. Obviously, I do the videos, guys, not just to do with the preparedness, and I don't really cover the conflict a lot unless something really comes up there. But it's important to. It's important to know and cover all of those things. Yes, obviously the direction is more so on the food industry, because let's be frank, without food, we're all going to be buggered, right? And of course, the conflict, everything kind of affects it, or so does the government make it to be that kind of way. But nonetheless, impending doom, we do. You do feel this way. I think you're not going to be normal if you didn't feel at some point. If you actually look what's currently happening around the world and actually understand what's happening around the world, I don't think you'd be normal if you didn't feel that potentially something's going to be happening. And I said this time and time before. I go through the times where something happens or so many things happening, and then you gonna feel like, do you know what? Something's got to give. It's like it's a tipping point, and he's like sitting on the end of the branch and he's swaying up and down, and you think, do you know what? He's gonna give. One day he's gonna bloody give, and you just something's gonna happen. It's natural. But then as a prepper, I suppose it's for us to trying to do like as prepare as much as possible. But again, a lot of that is understanding, of course, you know what's going on, so you know what you're preparing for. And a lot of it, again, there is so much stuff in there. You know, we know what's happening in the world and in this country. It's all literally falling apart, really. But it doesn't help. You know, there's a lot of things coming up from channels, and they sort of like started pushing the preparedness to, oh, I don't really know, into sort of totally weird direction of let's now, you know, test, you know, make sure we don't get stabbed when we go in the streets, and that's just like freaking horrendous. It's not really, we all get it, we all understand, but I think some things a little bit, you know, a bit too far pushed, if that makes sense. I'm not going to go into the details. I'm not here to sort of discredit anybody, but I just think some things that people now come up with just because the world is falling apart is absolutely horrendous and quite often unnecessary. But nonetheless, we all have a choices, and in terms of what you watch, what you don't watch. And some of my videos, of course, not going to appeal to everybody. If you think for the past, since last year, actually, we pretty much doubled the amount of people that joined the channel. We've gone from 14,000, I think, subscribers in January last year, I believe celebrating the new year, to like now 28 or pushing 29, and hopefully sorry, my light's flickering, and hopefully pushing 30 by the end of the year. That'd be great. But again, we cover so many different things on the channel, and I appreciate you guys sticking around, because everybody wants different part of me, if that makes sense, on the channel. So obviously I get emails all the time asking me to cover specific things, and this is kind of why the channel split into like 3 different things that we're talking about. Obviously the preparedness, the food exposed and food industry exposed, obviously live chats to do with the farming, and of course anything else in between. And then now plus the you know, the other channel where you can just get a bit more of a closer, more intimate look, in not in that way, but of what, you know, what I think and other things I'm talking about. So yeah. Anyway, so hello, somebody else we joining. Good afternoon. I know, still morning. We're still morning. So I'm at peace with being a doomer. Yeah, it's doom is worse in autumn for some reason. Yeah, it's something to do with the weather as well, isn't it? Not the weather, but the darkness. And again, we're talking about with the chickens, the animals seem to be not really liking the fact, but it's constantly dark. We're in Wales, right? Literally for the past 2 days, apart from today, it rained constantly. And I mean, it's just, the heavens opened and they just poured it down from the back. It was just absolutely horrendous. But it's dark. It's dark. I find, right, and it's crazy. But again, I'm sure we know we have this the seasonality disorder, when you do feel like you want to have some sunlight, which we don't get. We don't bloody even get in a summer, not at all in the winter. But when I do recording, when I do for the recording for the other channel, I have a bigger light because it's a really dark where I record in the front room. And quite often, after I finish filming, I leave the light on. It's really, really bad, but I leave it on because it's like, it gives me light and I feel like I'm on the sunshine. So I'll sit there and I'll do whatever I need to do, write whatever. But I leave that big light on shining at me just to make it feel, just to feel a little bit better. But it's the whole fact as well, we can go outside. You can, but if it's pissing down the rain, you don't really want to. And I think we all find this a bit doom and gloom on the top of that. And that's why I think a lot of people get depressed towards the winter, because all we have to look forward to is overpriced, over-commercialized Christmas. Oh shit, sorry, it's not, we can't even call it that anymore, can we really? Let's be frank. It's no longer, oh my God, it started last year. I'm pretty sure we all, you know, what we're talking about. But, you know, the markets, like, was it last year in London? They weren't even allowed to call them that anymore. So they're taking away the name altogether. It's like, okay, what do people have left then? What do really people have left to look forward to if they're now not even allowed to celebrate? You know, not everybody got to celebrate it. That's fine. Absolutely fine. People celebrate different things. I get it. It's how it goes. But don't take away the, you know, the little things that people have. I think it's just, yeah, it's a bit wrong. But hey, that's the reality of the world we currently live in. So it's horrendous. Anyway, right, anybody else wants any questions for now before we move into, I don't actually know what we're moving into. I'm just here to answer any questions, really. But once, if anybody's typing, I'm just going to say, keep an eye out, guys, on, hold on one second. So I did, yeah, keep an eye on, not say keep an eye on, but, you know, obviously, guys, I do the reviews on the channel. And then normally they come like an about, seems to be, because, well, I don't know, that's how it works. But anyway, keep an eye on the video coming up next Friday. There'll be video review today, but it's no giveaway. Video coming up on next Friday with a giveaway. So I wanted just again to say thank you for all of you who's watching the giveaway or the review videos. I appreciate quite often they're maybe not necessarily relevant to you, but it's kind of one of those you gotta guys understand. Obviously, channels monetized, I get very little as a monetization unless you really hit like a massive, you know, million subscribers. You're not really earning huge amount of money. So for me, it's like little perks to do reviews, then I get the product. But I always at the same time always tell you guys that if I have an opportunity with a brand, especially a brand I worked with before, to get to do a review and give you a giveaway, to give you something back, then obviously I always ask, and it happens. Well, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. So there's going to be a giveaway for, I can't say what it is yet, but anyway, for the Friday, which will be handy for many people, I think. So keep an eye on this for the next week and now. But genuinely, thank you guys for watching them. And if you don't like watching them, maybe just press them to watch and just let it play. Because again, if I do the more I do them, the more I get offered stuff, and then I can then pass it on to you and obviously do more giveaways if possible. So yeah, just wanted to guys say that. The lockdown here. No, because we're in Wales. I don't think we've got the lockdown on the hands anyway. But to be fair, my ladies are staying inside. They've got a big enough coop considering I lost 3 of them fairly recently. They've got plenty of space there, and I've been suggested, since their weird behavior, I shall say, I've been suggested to keep them in, because whether the stuff was happening, we had this, you know, the fog, the stuff, we all know what we're talking about. I've been suggested to keep them in just to see whether they started to behave maybe a little bit better or don't get so poorly, because I almost lost another one. She just suddenly just felt just not herself and just wasn't really doing well, and I thought she was going to go. So the suggestion was to keep them in. So my girls are currently inside, although I gotta say they're still not really consuming the food that they used to consume, if that makes sense. So fingers crossed. Yeah, I don't really know. It's very difficult one. So right, okay. So I mentioned the channel, mentioned that. Sorry guys, I just had a bunch of things I just wanted to tell you, really. I've done that. Sorry. So done the website, so done the Facebook. Okay, right. So with the going stuff with the channel, as I said to you, we cover many things. So for the next I don't know really, in the next few months, there's kind of going to be more of a schedule. Not say it's a schedule. I try to do a video every every other day, in fact, anyway. But we're continuing with the preparedness one. So we've still got the 1 week one prep videos. We've still got only a couple of weeks left, and they are rather short ones because they are dependent on your own things really. But of course, there'll be principles and some information there. For some reason, the preparedness ones don't seem to be doing as popular as some other ones. Nonetheless, I've got to finish them off. Obviously, we're going to still continue with the food exposed. There is still so much out there. So basically, there's going to be 3 types of videos, pretty much as usual, to make sure that everybody who subscribes are, happy with what they're getting, if that makes sense. As I said to you guys, I do appreciate that not all videos are for you. Thank you for sticking around because you're subscribing to specific videos that I do, and I make sure that everybody who subscribes for specific reason gets their videos and their questions answered in that way. So again, in the next couple of months, hopefully, I'll be doing a new series without giving away too much, but it's going to be basically like 1 week one prep, but is going to be aiming at not say saving money, but it's going to be a little bit more fun, kind of, if that makes fun, but still having a purpose to it and some challenges in a good way for us. I think because we all obviously talk about the misery and everything else is currently happening, and yes, doom and gloom videos, we need to do them because we need to know what's happening. It's doom and gloom, but it's doom and gloom because the world is falling apart. But anyway, there's going to be something a bit more exciting, I think, for a lot of us, whether you decided to partake or not. But it's something I'm rather excited about. As I said, I'm not going to give away too much information because it seems to be every time I come up with the idea, there was somebody there and I voice it, there's somebody there trying to just overcut me, my own idea, and do something like that, which is, I think, is absolutely horrendous. And the amount of videos, I don't know whether any of you ever come across that, but people seem to take my videos, literally take them, like me, my face taking it, like bluntly put them on their channel, change the title to something really obscure and not say rude, but like to do with the subjects that we're not allowed to talk about. And then they think it's okay. Like it happened recently, like 3 times, just recently. So people take it and then they still keep the logo, everything else, but the title get changed to whatever subject they feel is currently trending or something. So that makes sense. So please do be aware of that. That is just really weird. But nonetheless, so I'm not going to give away too much because I don't want to be jumped on my own bloody ideas, which seems to be happens anyway. So printouts. Am I still going to be doing the printouts for 1 week one prep? Yes, I have been. Apart from the only thing I missed, I think, is the last episode, which was the home security, because it's not really, as I said to you on the video, guys. Then it's very difficult to tell you what to do in the home security because all homes are different. It's like the options in the household security and option how your house is, how it's laid out, totally different. So far more different than for me telling you how to like pack your bag, go bag, or that kind of thing. It's just really hard, and I found it odd to do the video, like I said to you, because obviously the incidents that happened, and I wanted to do the video, but like I didn't want to do it because to what happened, I'm like, oh my god, am I just like bringing this upon me? Like it just felt really, really weird, but I had to do this because it was part of the 1 week run prep. But we literally have, I think, about 3 more episodes, and again, we're talking about the documentation. I think I will cover the bag. I think. Let me know if other subjects, the guys, you do feel that you want me to cover on the 1 week run prep. Then please do let me know, because I do kind of want to finish them off now. It's been a while, and so we can then move on to the next lot of hopefully interesting and challenging videos. Kind of want to leave the doom stuff, not say behind in this year, it's not possible, but so let us know. 3 more episodes. If you want me to do any bumper episodes, obviously let us know. And yeah, I will do printables where they are relevant, right? So, okay, anybody else got any other questions then? It's meant to be Q&A, unless me just talking. Anybody else wants to answer anything to do with whatever, really? Well, within the limits, of course. No? Okay. I thought he was going to come to the stage. Anyway, but yeah, guys, that's that really. There's nothing. The plan is to continue. Plan is obviously I need to get my other channel monetized as soon as possible. We've got subscribers there because the channel used to be something else, so it's going to redone. And then yeah, so I need to monetize that. So we've got views in there, but it's the biggest thing. The biggest thing is actually to get the watch hours up, because my videos are really short in there, and like I need like 3,000 watch hours to get monetization. I've got the subscribers, obviously we've got the videos and stuff, but 3,000 watch hours, that's rather a lot. Because on this channel, considering I've done was 250,000 views I think this month, and they gave us like 12,000 watch hours. So 12,000, I need 3,000. So I need like a lot of views to get my watch hours up. But yeah. So please, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please have a look. But obviously, subscribe and maybe watch it if it's of interest to yourself. It's got 40 plus unfiltered. Again, sorry, because I mentioned this before, and I don't think people are really aware, or people are not interested. I don't know. But out of almost 30,000, I would kind of thought there'll be a bit more interest of old lady talking nonsense. But here we are. Anyway. You need a bug out van. You just missed the conversation. We just finished the conversion of our van. I would do videos. It's not really, well, it could be a bug out van really, but it's off grid and on grid. So yeah, so we have done it. Have a look at some videos, well, if you wanted to. This is anyway. Garden. How's the garden? Well, I had the last time I did the video in the garden, I had enough. I had enough of the weather, everything else. And I did swear to God that I wasn't going to be planting anything for this winter, because I just felt so defeated, like many of us have, with growing stuff. I had a good year with the tomatoes. I keep saying this. I'm loving this. I had 50 kilos of tomatoes. My freezer and my pantry full of the tomato stuff, which is great. You know, sauces, chutneys, soups, and sauces. It's absolutely amazing. But apart from that, and like 10 kilos of plums and apples, nothing else really did well. Lettuce during the season, that's fine. And I said I wouldn't do anything. So when I planted lettuce, and I mentioned that yesterday on the live chat with Mark, I planted lettuce like 3 months ago outside. Believe this or not, I spotted this the other day. It just came up like 3 months ago. And they're like little ones like that. I'm like, interesting. What do I do with you then? So I'm like, okay. And the same happened with my kale. The kale came up so late in the year, considering how mild it has been. It came up. So I'm gonna, and again, I'll probably end up doing the videos on that, which I've planned last year, but never happened. I'm gonna dig out my lettuces. I'm gonna sort out area in the front office here to put some more grow lights, put the lettuces. I'm gonna dig out the kale. Kale is gonna go in the kitchen on the floor, and I'm gonna give it a go. See, if you followed, you might have known, if you watched my gardening ones, I've grown cucumbers 2 months ahead schedule in my kitchen, just climbing up around the patio door. They worked okay, but whether I can do this in the winter, I don't know. But I'm going to be doing and trying to grow something inside, because see, when we're talking about the the prices of horrendous prices, not on all the human sewage that's on the leaves and salads that you buy in the supermarket. The price of head of lettuce, oh no, it's in Asda, £1.95. I'm like, whoa, they were 90 something p. I'm not sure, and they were like in the reduced section, like £2. They weren't organic or anything. Almost £2 for just the iceberg. I'm like, you what? Excuse me, what? That was horrendous. And I'm like, just give him more push to be able to put some seed, I think, in here and give this a go. I know many people have a lot of luck with that, like even hydroponics and stuff. And I think this is what we're going to be talking next Thursday with Mark, I think, about growing stuff inside, because I think we all really need to seriously consider how we're going to go about what's going to be happening. And as many of you asked last time in the garden, obviously you said what we're going to be doing in terms of protecting, you know, the crops outside, because obviously what's currently happening, it seems to be no win. You can never predict. See, this year was really hot. Next year could be really hot or could be really rubbish. So whatever we're doing now, it's going to be, well, we don't know really, but to plan for it is good. But I want to try and set up something that's very cheap, a basic grow light, which I already have. little thing there, just trying to grow some stuff, because you'd be surprised how little you'll need. So, you know, if you buy, say, a head of lettuce, I don't know how many people obviously in the household and all that, but generally you don't eat the whole head in one day, do you? It normally lasts a week, maybe a bit longer, depending what you're cooking with it. But like lettuces, when I was growing them outside, you pick a couple of leaves and it's plenty for a portion. See, we people, a lot of us, we program to overconsume and overeat the food. So generally, you do need very little. Because I thought about it. If I pick up my my kale and I grow it inside, you think, oh, one plant is not enough, but isn't it? If you think about it, the leaves, you only need probably 1 kale leaf per person, if not for 2, depending on the size of it, and you're sorted, and you've got far more far better nutritional value than for you to buy it. So I'm like, I'm gonna give this a go, I think, and I'm hopefully I'll find time to film that somehow. It is very difficult, guys, because there's a lot of things that you want me to do, but it's very difficult to coherate the videos and kind of make them like fit together. So if I've, seed in the lettuce or whatever, I'm not going to just do a whole video of showing you how to seed it and then come back next week and say, oh, look, it's my lettuce again. Oh, there's another week. It's just not gonna be something that you be interested to see, I suppose. I don't know. But the ideas are there. I just need to know, or you help me how to put that all together into the videos. Or, good thing as well, start with me when I start. If I'm going to start this, and you start too. See, with the chats, right, the live chats, I don't know whether you guys like for me to do live chats by myself or not for questions and answers, right? If you do, obviously you got to have some questions ready or email them with the questions. But yeah, whether I should continue doing them or not. But at the same time, I had some of you suggested, when we're doing, as I said, the videos where I talk about the kind of things that are happening and people are changing, they are a little bit kind of out there, but they're truly deeply, as I said, since I've reached a certain age and opened up the other channel, I seem to be evaluating things a little bit more, not say strategic, but I think about things a little bit more. I feel like I understand things a little bit better to what's happening than just trying to read environment a little bit better. Anyway, people saying a lot of people do feel absolute and utter shit because of what's currently happening. People are down, the weather, the temperatures, everything's happening in the world, everything around us. It seems to suppress us currently as how we're feeling. So the suggestion, somebody said, oh, we can do like happy rider or something. I don't know. And somebody said, oh, think of happy thoughts, because apparently the positive energy or the negative energy rubs off on people a lot. And I talked to somebody before in some other videos about people being horrible when you go out, or people not being helpful, or vice versa. It rubs on people, whether you're good or bad. If you do something good, it'll rub on people, and if you do something bad or being horrible, it also rubs off on people for the day. So somebody suggested, okay, let's have a happy place. So I'm like, okay. So I don't know, and forgive me, I'm not saying let's go and hug trees, but somebody suggested if I do live chat, right, specifically live chat for happy thoughts, right, that means we're not talking about anything negative. We're not talking about no doom and gloom, no social media or anything. We're talking about the positivity. And the idea was, somebody suggested that we spread that through positivity, right, through to being positive and nice. So basically, you either find something good in the day and you actually make point of it and understand this, and you go and share it with people. Say, do you know what? I found that today is that, to make you feel better. Or if done something good to you, again, we're talking about positivity, and in a way, hopefully we'll encourage people to be positive. And at the same time, I know there's a lot of people that are by themselves and do feel alone, and it's difficult to snap out of the horrible feeling of negativity if you don't have potentially a lot of people to talk to. And I know myself, see, I'm work from home currently still, just whilst I'm got a couple of weeks or so, but generally I'm at home, I film at home, and you do get, eventually you feel a bit, just a bit, not saying lonely, because I've got things to do, I just get on with it. But I know from your comments that a lot of you feel sometimes that a positive world could be, or positive day could make a big difference. So the question is to you, do you think is a good idea? Like, have some sort of, we think of a structure that you can come in, you share things, appreciate things, I don't know, something without sounding too corny, if that makes sense. Just think of it, and let me guys know if that's something you want to do. Basically, place you can just come and hang out, right? Literally, let's call it that, like coffee with Anna or whatever. Positive Friday. Come in there. You can even join. I think I'm not sure how many people I can have on here on the live chat, because it's a free version. I can have a couple, I think. You can come in and chat if you need to talk to people. There's going to be people that'll be listening. I don't know. Just let me know. It's just a thought that some of you suggested something like this. Yeah, please let me know. Right, let me just catch up with it quickly with the salad leaves doing well in the cold frame. Yeah, see, mine are outside, but it's been warm, but it took such a long time. The ones in the greenhouse, forget it. Nothing lives. And that video that I did 2 months ago, I stood there collecting seeds. I had such an ump. I got the ump, and I just left it all there. I just left it all there. I've put my barbecue in there and stuff, and I just left it there. I had severely annoyed. Flu. Yeah, it's weird things. There's a lot of people are complaining about being ill. Again, I had whatever I had, with the dreaded COVID. I don't know, but a lot of people are ill. But I gotta say though, again, not relevant really. We're talking about the thing, but that 2020 messing it bloody up. Sense of smell. Every time now I get a cold, sense of smell and taste goes every time, which is horrific for somebody who loves food. It's bad. I can't even, like, in the morning I drink coffee. To me, it just tastes like hot water if I have it, and it's 99% of time it's what's happening. So again, I think it was a thing, wasn't it, then when it started? So whatever happened to us, it's clearly stays. So and so what did you do? So eat meat. Oh, I'm moving. Eat meat and vegetable 3 times a day. 1 cheat day a week. That's a lot. 3 meats, 3 portions of meat. That's a lot. Anyway, can't smell and taste neither. No, I think it's got to be the part of the long C19 stuff, wasn't it? It's just really strange. Feel Good Friday, we could call it. I don't know whether people think it's a good idea to do that. Would people join? Would you people come in and share rather than talking about the bad stuff? Would people come in and talk about good stuff? And do we have enough good stuff to talk about? Could we make good things to talk about? Could we make it like, I don't know, joke of a day or something? You come in there, I don't know. Can we do something like that? Just please think about it. Because a lot of you, I appreciate we only have few of you watching. I don't know however many commented on the 200,000, the video that had 200,000 views. Obviously, there are like thousands of comments, thousands and thousands of people. And I appreciate a lot of them are not here. And I do apologize, guys, for doing this in a really weird time. It just the weekends does not seem to be a goal for me to do it. So not without like rushing and watching the clock all the time. But yeah, it's got to be something good about it. Okay, so some of you think it's a good idea. Thing is, what I don't want to do, right? First of all, create this, and people are going to go like, what are you talking about? Who needs to do that? To go and hug a tree somewhere in the park? I don't want people to think that, because it's not, like, obviously part of the channel. But then, to be fair, I think we're now, whoever's stuck with me from the day one, and the channel's been, what, 3 years, 4 years? 3 years, I think, we started. Originally, I started 7 years ago, or 10 years ago now, when I was, like, still felt like I was a baby then in the kitchen, but the cooking didn't really happen at the time. So the preparedness part or rebranding of the channel started like 3 years ago. So it's, you know, some of you have stuck from the day one, and you will know how things change. But then I think it's only natural, really, as a progression. It's only so much, so many tins I can show you, which I still, you know, when I get back into my stocking up my pantry again, because now I'm going to be eating through it. I will do the videos again, still with my little hauls and stuff. It's just something that you guys in America or different countries like to watch anyway. But it's only so much of it you can really talk about without really depleting. There's so many, as a preparedness, right? There's so many things appeared now. And bloody my pet hate is the freaking AI videos. It's just horrendous. There's so much. It's AI is taking over the videos. And I know YouTube's saying that they don't really like the AI generated because they're not personal anymore. But the trouble is, people watch them, whether not they're not following the person, they're just watching those videos. But this is horrendous. I've done a video on about like 20 items to stockpile or something. I've done that very first. I was one of the very first ones to create that kind of video. We're talking about 2-3 years ago, and then suddenly, boom, everybody was doing it, and it is just ridiculous how, you know, there's a space for everybody, but then people blindly just taking stuff, and then you have the AI video. They'll take my content, do it, and then we'll have like millions of views. And like, for God's sakes, it actually took me for a very long time to do it, to prepare it, and then they come in, they remaster it, and then boom. And this is the frustrating part, but it happens all the time. My point is the preparedness part, it's been ripped to shreds now. And that's around somewhat I've started writing properly in the magazine again about it, because it's taken over by people that have no idea what preparedness truly means. Again, whether that people, I don't know who's behind those closed doors or what they're making, but you'll see them creating a video, and literally you will see the same video that's been repeated by somebody like 2 days before. And you can see, I know for like 3 or 4 people, or whatever you call them, they're doing the same stuff. They're just following one another. And it's like, seriously, I get it. You have your own audience, you know, and it's inevitable some content repeats, but they all but one are AI, like AI done. There's no face to it. And then it's like, what this is all about. And they not say tainting, they're just cluttering the YouTube with something that people say is good knowledge, which some of it is, but it's not from experience. And I find this absolutely horrendous, and it does my head in. I'm all for people doing what they do, earning money, whatever they're trying to do. But when it's solely just done to, I don't really know what they're doing it for money. Clearly, we all do this for money. There'd be no way I can say that any YouTubers, they're not doing this because they don't want to earn any money. Of course you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be starting YouTube. Again, you'd be lying if you said, oh, I'm starting YouTube because I wanted to share my knowledge. Yeah, because you want to spend like hours and hours a week doing this just because you want to share your knowledge and don't get nothing in return. I wouldn't find it difficult to believe. But anyway, the point is, just be mindful of these AI videos. And it's, yeah, I think I started saying that they have taken over the preparedness thing, and they make it sound not very true preparedness like. That's it. That was my point anyway. So AI not good for videos, no. The AI videos, they are doing well though. But I think apparently now, I think YouTube's trying to not to push the AI as such anymore, because people apparently had enough of them. They wanted to go more personal. That's what I read from the creators inside, but we'll see. So watch the Canadian prepper record on YouTube when you were talking about. Sorry, I'm not really sure what you mean by that. Yeah, some of the AI videos are irritating. Some of the voices especially as well. How do you turn off the AI in your browser settings? They are in the video. You don't really know if the video is like done by AI. If there's no person, well, they might have been recreated by the AI, but I don't think you can, like, nobody really knows truly, apart from the fact is they are image generated. And it's quite often you actually find as well, the big thing, you'll know how you know them is they've got the same stock photos when they do they overlay like B-rolls and stuff of whatever the scene that they're talking about. It's the same bloody stuff, the same shelves in the supermarket, the same tins. It's like, wow, look at you lot go. Fucking amazing. Anyway, yeah, I know they're groundwork. I know. I have a look on the tab. Thank you for the thing. Anyway, right. Doesn't feel like we're going into the whinging session. Anyway, well, that's what this is what it is. But anyway, guys, any other questions? And about anything? Anybody else wants to answer anything? So we're gonna stick then. What I'll do for Happy Friday or whatever it is, let's try and make Happy Friday, right? Any idea how you want it to be laid out? Come in and just share the positivity, but you got to, guys, if you do it, you got to come in and like share, like, and then tell people to come and share stuff. So I don't sit there like a lemon and say, oh, today's I did a really good thing then, and it made me really, really happy. What about you? And then nobody shows up, and I sit there like a lemon staring. So if we do that, I can schedule this for next Friday, and we can try and see see what happens, right? I get it. We need the momentum. We need, like with anything, when you start chats, it needs to be regular for people to remember to do it. Otherwise, it's going to be random. But we can try. If you want to do, we'll try. Okay. So I did read you about the schedule for power cuts. Oh, I see. Got you. Sorry. Gotcha. Yeah, I did power cuts. That was a long. Oh my goodness. Preparing for power cuts. I think that's one of the first videos I did. This is how I think it took off the channel from into the slightly preparedness direction at the time. I think that's probably why. God, I look at myself then. That's what was before I had children. Jesus, I looked like 20 years younger then. But anyway, my chickens. Yeah, sorry, I did talk about it earlier. They kind of still a bit unhappy. They seem to be there. They look scruffy, obviously, because they're molting and stuff. But they're still not behaving the best. Still no eggs. I did feed them some tinned corn, which they seem to be liking. They're eating something, because obviously I give them a lot of options. They do eat, but they just not seem to be themselves at the moment, which is a bit worrying. But like I said, it could be the weather. It could be really anything. I'm just hoping that they're going to get through. And that rain didn't help. So so gardening prep against geoengineering. Yeah. Well, I did talk about the preparing my garden for the next year, and I was gonna do something on my raised beds, right? The ones that I've started to. Mr. Daniel built and I built. Do you remember? I put my pens on the outside. I got the drill and I was learning how to do prepping skills of using the hand tools and all that. I was rather happy with myself. And then that storm Dara came and it annihilated what we'd done. So I was really disappointed. So my point was to rebuild bigger, stronger, and probably with a roof. But then again, I did say to you before, I've trimmed all of the hedges. Like literally, I took a chainsaw, like I did it, right? I trimmed. We had a massive hedging on one side between us and neighbors. I just took it all down to get more light, because I found that in that corner area seems to be what I grew the tomatoes. Just too dark and dingy. Certain things didn't want to go, so I've trimmed it all. But now the weather's been pissing down for a really long time. All I have, those beds are full of the wood chunks. So I need to chainsaw the rest of it into the smaller pieces, put them in the bag, get them in the van to the tip, but it's wet and I can't do it. So that's holding me down for my next project, like which I want to do. I want to put like a little greenhouse roof on it or something. But to be fair, with the weather, the way things are going, and with the winds, we seem to be, it can't be just me, right? There seems to be a freaking storm every month, at least once a month. We never used to have so much wind and rain, and it seemed to be just constantly. Even I know, right? There's a storms happening and they're there. We always get a tail end, always. We never used to. We never used to. We moved from Brighton, right? We lived right on the top of the cliffs, okay? And the last storm we had was 100 miles an hour winds, and it was horrendous. We moved from there because we thought, you know what, it's enough. Salt, wind, it was just too bad. We moved here. It was calm for the first 5 years that we've been here, and now it's the same. It's every month or every 2 weeks is a storm that's blowing gales. Things are flowing about. Things are breaking. You know, in my greenhouse, I lost how many panes of glass just in one storm as well. It's horrendous. It is absolutely horrendous. But again, sorry, the plan was I need to clear that, but I don't know whether it's going to be happening on time, because we know the season, right, for the growing, I'll start indoors again from probably January, because I started my tomatoes in January. So technically, we were like November, December. I've got 2 months until I do, and I'll start again tomatoes. This was my saving grace for having so many of them, is to start them so early as well. And the weather was really good. So I'm going to start. So technically, I don't really have a lot of time to be able to build. It's not going to be me building it, of course. I still need a guidance of Mr. Daniel, and then buying stuff as well, which is, again, buying stuff. It's kind of on the back burner right now until I get myself back into financial realm of not declining business. Anyway, basically, yeah, so that's going to be, but yes, there's something is going to be planned to do. We all have to do something. And it's like Mark always encourages you guys, is to just do a little bit of something. And I will start. If do you know what? I'm going to start the video, like I said, with the lettuces, growing stuff inside. They're going to be short videos, because they're going to be like, well, I can't really polish a turd in terms of how do you film, you know, planting the lettuce and putting it somewhere. I'm just going to talk to you what happens, and then you can share then your experiences. Actually, as well, there is community, what you call it, community tab, right? The ones that I post, the community post. Apparently, I can make them public, so that means that you guys can comment, like you can put your own photos and stuff like that. So I don't know whether that's going to be a good idea to do. If you wanted to, you know, a lot of you email me or get in touch with the website, and that's one thing as well. If you do want to get in touch, please just rather email me through the email that's on my description rather than through the website, because the website goes through the different server, and it goes through the different email, and it's not it's basically better if you just get in touch with me via email. But whether you want me to do the community tab that you can post, I don't know. It's your channel, guys, as well. You're part of it, you know. We all obviously talking to each other on the different platforms, different places. But if you do something that you want to share on there, maybe I put it live. I don't know. It's only just ticking the box, and you can then post your stuff. Maybe you can post your progress, like on the lettuces. Maybe we can start some sort of a thing to encourage people. I don't know. Grow 1 lettuce a day or something. I don't know. Anyway, so fasting is beneficial. Yes, it is. And I have, do you know what? I've tried fasting before, and I don't, to be fair, I'm one of those people, I don't do breakfast. I don't do bread anymore altogether. I'm like, it just upsets me. Even my homemade one, sometimes I do. But 24 hours, that's nothing really to fast, to be fair. Like this morning, I haven't had breakfast, haven't had lunch, and I'll have dinner. And that's quite often the case. I'm normally rushing around like a blue-ass fly. But yes, I do hear people say fasting for a long time is a really good idea. But I haven't tried any longer than 24 hours. I just love food too much, I think. But yeah. So, okay. Right. Anybody else got anything else they wanted to ask or comment or add or for me to do? Because I think actually with the, with the food exposed videos, right? It seems to be really odd how things work in terms of what's popular, what's not. But I get it. It's algorithm and what people probably like to eat or don't like to eat anyway. I've got the selection of, and it's not going to be individual products, not always. We're talking about other things, other additives, other bits and bobs there. If there's something specific you want me to cover, then again, just drop me an email or comment under whatever videos, whatever. Just let me know what it is that you want me to cover, basically. I know we're going to be covering, I said, the Bovaer, excuse me. Obviously, we're going to talk about that. I was going to film this today, but I need to be somewhere too, so I don't know if that's going to happen today. But I'm going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the bread issue with the fortification of the bread. We're going to talk about that, and obviously loads of other stuff. So the point is, if there's any subjects you want me to cover, be the preparedness ones or with the food exposed or anything else, just obviously drop me an email like some of you do anyway. So great. Okay. So anybody else wants to ask? It's Q&A. You guys not asking me a lot of questions. It's just me talking at you. Come on. Unless there's a delay again. Herbs for teas and tinctures. Yeah, it's a good one. I've I've gone a bit trigger happy on my herb bed in the middle. You know, I've got the little apple tree, and I had a lot of herbs growing there. The mint's taken over. I had the oregano that was taken over, and I have a sage. And I just got the ump with it, and I just kind of ripped load, but they're still coming back. But yes, it's a good idea, I suppose. Again, I've got to be very careful because apparently, believe this or not, doing or talking to people what herbs do to or what they help in the bodies, apparently it's against a frown upon by the YouTube, apparently, because it's like a health thing. And if you make like a health claim, they don't like it. There was some guy that was I've seen it again, randomly popped up on the feed a few months back, and he was talking about making stuff like that, and apparently got demonetized like right away, no warning, nothing, boom, done, because apparently he was telling people something that potentially it is not. So I've got to be really careful. But generally it's a good idea for tinctures, I suppose. So yeah, something again that's probably going to be for, I would imagine, for spring summertime. Well, I was thinking actually whether again Christmas time is going to be, you know, the inflation's up again, or no, inflation's down apparently, but the prices are going to be going up again. We already been warned again. The warned about the Christmas tree shortages again. Why? Because of the poor growing conditions. I remember last year I've seen this and like, hey, there we go again. because last year Christmas trees like shrunk in size, literally in Home Bargains. They probably just over meter. So today, not today, but this year, they're probably going to be miniature tabletop versions that you can buy, and that's it. But anyway, they're talking about the potentially lack of chickens and turkeys again because of the chickens lockdown and the bird flu. If they just suddenly decide to cull half of the population again, then there's going to be trouble for the turkeys and chickens or availability. So basically the prices are going to be going through the roof: eggs, chickens, meat, turkey, whatever. Again, it's funny that though, how it happens every time before Christmas. It's like that they're just trying to dig at the poor people that whatever we have looking forward to is Christmas. But now let's freaking ruin this. Let's, get rid of all the chickens and the turkeys. Let's put the prices up, let's bring in some extra cold weather so people can afford to heat the houses, can afford to eat. So what does it leave us? Just a bunch of miserable people that can't afford to do anything. Anyway, for past couple of years, I wanted to do something to do with the Christmas, like not say preparations, but trying to save money or do more so of I don't know, kind of like save money thing. But I'm not sure how to frame the videos, where there's more orientation on the food or just generally saving money prior to that. Say, for example, one of the things what I'm doing currently have in mind is, well, we all know, I'm sure, the price of the cocoa is pretty much double. So prices of everything's gone up. Even the Christmas chocolates, generally the chocolate's gone up in price. And it's how horrendous, right? I've bought one of my neighbours quality streets last year, Home Bargains, $6.99, the metal tin, the special edition one that's got some houses on it and everything. It was rather good. But anyway, there was that. Now it's £8.99 in Home Bargains. It's gone up by £2, right? Anyway, Christmas calendars, my pet hate, right? Pet hate. I've got a little one and a big one. They both like to have Christmas advent calendars. And I was so annoyed last year. I had to buy 3 or 4 of them because like the size of these sweet inside it, it's like, what, like this? It's embarrassing. Those companies should be ashamed of themselves. They're making millions in profit, and what they give you for £5 of the advent calendar is just a measly, like, raisin size flat sweet, which is absolutely horrendous. And I refuse. Part of my rebellion for this, whatever, I refuse to buy that nonsense that has combinedly less than 50 grams worth of chocolates, right, for £5. I just bluntly refuse to do that. So what I've done, I've ordered, hear me, but ordered one of the Christmas tree shaped advent calendar, right? It's fabricy, I don't know, glossed fabric or something, I'm not really sure. Shape of Christmas tree, 25 pockets, they are 10 centimeters each, like this. So I'm going to either make my own chocolates or buy and put little things for my little one in there, right? Yes, initial outlay for that calendar thing, like about £10, but I can put my own things in it. I just refuse to buy the stupidly expensive chocolates that no longer even have a chocolate content. They're just cocoa, not even a cocoa butter in it. It's just some, what's in there? What sort of oil they make it with? I don't know, the chocolates, rapeseed oil and something else. So I refuse that. So my point is, from now on, I bought this calendar and I'm going to be filling this up with stuff. It doesn't have to be chocolate. It's just something I can wrap up for a little one, like little hair clips or something, whatever. But things like this, right? Things like this, what I'm talking about is doing something outside the box, going back more like a old-fashioned way to people used to deal with stuff and deal with the commercialism of Christmas, because it's ruined now. It's ruined because people dreading Christmas because of the amount of money it costs for everything. And you said the Christmas dinner, obviously, yes, they're going to bring the vegetables, no doubt, again. Or let me guess, they're going to be like 4p, 3p now, probably. They get the prices down on a beef. I don't know. I've seen the today price of beef in Tesco, £17 a kilo. And this is apparently the Christmas range. But on the club card, it's 11. Last year, I bought, and I've done a lot of biltong. And I'm pretty sure there was like £6, £6.99 a kilo. So it's pretty much double right now, almost double. Whether it gets better, I don't know. But the point is, I said everything is so overpriced that people are dreading Christmas. And it shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't be, as people, we shouldn't be dreading Christmas. That's the only thing really that we kind of have to look forward to in the dull and dingy days, right? So we kind of, we need to get something to look forward to. And certainly to think about potentially committing yourself to like £200-300 worth of debt that people do to buy kids gifts and stuff. It's just totally unnecessary. Again, part of the consumerism and stuff. So I think something like that is good. Again, how we can frame this, I don't know. Budget ideas on the doing something with the veg when they get cheap preservation, I'm not really sure. But again, something maybe you guys, if you have an idea what to do, then yeah, let us know. Because was there something else I was going to say that is to do with the Christmas part? Oh yeah, because I did say again, the people seem to have a compulsion of buying their kids like loads and loads of stuff. And you know, if you have a young children, you probably know they're more likely to play with a box that there's something came in, that they would play with the toys. And ours, she's got a playroom full of toys, and she just doesn't. She wants to draw, she wants to sing, she wants to dance, and she's only 5.5. So she's not really interested too much in the toys. So because you can talk to, if you, she's quite mature for her age, and we did tell her in advance, well, look, I don't want to spend like hundreds and hundreds of pounds on the toys. They're just going to be wasted. We bought a lot of toys last year. It was too many. It just totally pointless. Opening is great, but I might as well wrap up an empty box, and she'd be just as happy unraveling this because there's a box, and she can make this box in the choo-choo train and put her little cats in it and stuff. Do you know what I mean? But we told her from, well, recently said, look, you know, we're going to give you some bits, and then Santa will get you some bits. But chances are Santa's only going to bring you 2 or 3. He's like, why is that? Well, not because you've been bad, but because there's other children that Santa needs to give money to, whose mum and dad can afford to buy gifts. So the Santa will have to bring them maybe more gifts rather than theirs. I totally understand. That's absolutely fine. You know, it's those kind of things that, you know, I don't want her to be spoiled, but at the same time, you know, it'd be nice to buy gifts, absolutely. But to go to the extent where people then sacrifice their living just to make sure that they have like hundreds of gifts under the tree for kids, I don't think it's a way forward. It's a personal choice. Some people might, if you're rolling in it, it's absolutely fine. You go and spend hundreds, that's fine. But I think a lot of people now can't. And I think it's important to understand to people as well that, again, to what we've been sold as an idea of the Christmas and things like that, it's not really what kids want or kids need. So it's important to think about, you know, your future more so in paying your bills rather than just to make sure. Kids don't care whether they get really 100 gifts or they get 3. If the whole idea, whole day is fun, whole decorating, whatever you do, that's all they care for, rather than, in my instance, to what, you know, to what my little one is now. So anyway, sorry, because I'm like digressed though into Christmas. I was saying something with that with the video, wasn't I? Sorry. So okay, right. So somebody said they used the advent calendar for years now. It's a good idea though, isn't it? It's not just me. It's kind of like, well, yes, they don't get to pop open the little card, but then they get better gifts than inside. To be fair, if I bought 4 calendars or 3 last time, you know, they were between like £3 and £5, sometimes even more. 15 quid, I can fill that one with the better stuff and better chocolates probably anyway. So so yeah, right, okay. So I think we're there really then, guys. Let us know. Again, think about it. Email me, comment in anywhere. Obviously, the comments come up, so I should miss them anyway. Just let us know what you want me to do in terms of going forward. If you do want to have some specific Happy Fridays, and obviously with the other videos for Christmas or growing, just let me know. Let me know. Okay, I'm there. Obviously, I'll do whatever you guys feel. If you're going to be watching that, want to watch it, then let me know. We'll do it. Okay? Right, so am I scheduling a Happy Friday? Am I going to look an absolute plonker on Friday, right? And nobody going to show up and share happy thoughts? Shall I do it? I'm going to do it, okay? I'm going to schedule it. I'm going to let people know in advance, right, on the community post. Again, whether you see this or not, I don't know. But then come back to it again and check it. Go back in the live stream and go in the live tab if you don't get to see it. And then just like set the reminder. So, you know, when you can tick a bell thingy to know you're going to be there. So I know then, because I really, really don't feel like I want to be there like a, you know, like a pleb sitting there and there. So we'll see. But again, if that happens, right, and I show up there, and if you don't, that's fine. We'll try it in there. But point is, let people know if anybody feels a bit down, and let's call it coffee with Anna or something, or coffee with all of us. I don't know, something like that. Just keep an eye out. I'll sort this out and we'll try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? Not a lot lost. So do it in the morning. Yeah, we'll do it. Let's do 11 or something again. 11 o'clock. I'll schedule that. Happy days. Right. Okay. So some of you already there. That's good. Just remember, you have to then keep an eye on whatever's going to be happening this week, next week, and make those notes of positive things that happen, rather than ignoring them or looking at the negative stuff. If anything good happens, somebody helped you, somebody, I don't know, offered you to help or whatever, just make a note and then come and share, and we'll see how that goes, right? Cool. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, well, if there's no more questions, okay, I shall get on with my very, very busy day. No more? Well, otherwise, well, thank you all for joining. And I'll see you. Well, actually, first I'm going to see you next Thursday with Mark on the live chat, and then I'll see you on Friday. Okay? Lovely. All right then. I'll see you guys all later. Bye-bye.